Most people think that muscle strength fades with age, that after a certain number on the calendar, your body stops responding, stops growing, stops changing. But that's not true. The human body never loses its ability to repair, to rebuild, and to rejuvenate. It only loses the right signals. And one of the most overlooked signals comes not from protein shakes or fancy supplements, but from a single nutrient that works quietly while you sleep. Forget magnesium for a moment. There's something else that turns on your body's nighttime repair system. A vitamin that tells your cells, it's time to grow stronger. But when you go to bed, your body doesn't just rest, it transforms. Muscles that were torn from the day's activity are repaired. Damaged cells are replaced. Hormones like growth hormone surge. But for all of this to happen efficiently, your body needs a conductor, something that tells every system to work in harmony. That conductor is vitamin D. Yes, the same vitamin you associate with sunlight has a deep and surprising role at night. It activates genes in your muscle tissue that promote strength, endurance, and cellular repair. Without it, even the best diet and exercise plan can't reach its full potential. The key is timing. Taking vitamin D at bedtime helps synchronize your body's natural rhythm of repair. During sleep, your muscles are more responsive to nutrient signals. Your mitochondria, the tiny powerhouses inside your cells, use vitamin D to produce the energy needed for rebuilding muscle fibers. It's like sending construction workers into a site after dark, fully equipped with power tools and materials, to quietly rebuild your foundation while you rest. This isn't about becoming a bodybuilder at 90. It's about keeping your muscles active, flexible, and strong enough to carry you through life with energy and independence. Studies show that vitamin D improves muscle performance, reduces inflammation, and enhances recovery even in people in their 70s, 80s, and 90s. It turns on muscle stem cells, your body's own internal builders, to replace worn-out fibers with new ones. But when combined with a diet rich in omega-3s and plant-based proteins, the effect becomes even more powerful. Now, here's something few people realize. Vitamin D doesn't just come from sunlight or a supplement. Your body converts it into a powerful hormone called calcitriol, which communicates with your DNA. It literally switches on genes involved in muscle metabolism, calcium absorption, and fat burning. That's why people with higher vitamin D levels not only maintain stronger muscles, but also tend to have less belly fat and better balance. When you take it at night, you're giving your body permission to work smarter, to direct resources where they're needed most. And don't underestimate the connection between vitamin D and your sleep quality itself. Deep, restorative sleep, the kind that repairs muscles, is regulated by melatonin. Vitamin D interacts with melatonin pathways, improving your sleep cycle so your body can spend more time in the critical repair phases. So, while others are tossing and turning, your cells are busy rebuilding your strength from the inside out. Think about what that means. Every night, you have a window of opportunity to either age faster or rebuild stronger. The right nutrient at the right time changes the equation. Instead of waking up tired, sore, and weak, you can wake up energized, more stable, and more alive. Even at 90. Especially at 90, because your body doesn't follow your birth certificate. It follows your biology. So forget the idea that magnesium alone is the answer. Magnesium supports relaxation, yes, but vitamin D orchestrates renewal. It's the signal that reminds your body how to grow, how to heal, how to thrive. You don't need more years. You need better nights. And the secret to stronger mornings might just be a single capsule taken before bed, guiding your body back to its natural rhythm of strength and repair. Your body is still listening. All it needs is the right message. Every night as you drift into sleep, a silent process begins, one that determines not just how rested you'll feel in the morning, but how strong, resilient, and youthful your body will become over time. Sleep is not merely a pause from daily activity, it is the most powerful biological reset your body has. Within those quiet hours, your cells are hard at work repairing tissue, regenerating muscle fibers, and replenishing energy stores. But all of this depends on whether your body receives the proper signals and resources. Most people think about protein powders, magnesium drinks, or high-performance workouts, but there is one underrated nutrient that amplifies your body's nighttime recovery in a way nothing else does. That nutrient is vitamin D. Taken at the right time in the right way before bed, this simple shift can transform how your body rebuilds muscle overnight, even at an age when most people assume growth is impossible. The truth is, muscle loss with age, something called sarcopenia, isn't inevitable. It's preventable and reversible, and in many cases, entirely controllable. What happens is that as we grow older, the body becomes less efficient at activating the genes responsible for muscle protein synthesis. But vitamin D acts as a master switch for many of these same genes. It enhances the expression of receptors in your muscle cells that respond to signals from amino acids, hormones, and growth factors. That means when you take it before bed, while your growth hormone and repair systems are already naturally surging, it works like a catalyst, amplifying those effects. Let's dive into what happens inside your body at night. Around 90 minutes after you fall asleep, your pituitary gland releases pulses of growth hormone. This hormone helps rebuild tissue, repair damaged fibers, and increase lean muscle. It's nature's own rejuvenation formula. But growth hormone doesn't work alone. It requires cofactors, vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that make its signals effective. Vitamin D plays a key role here by supporting insulin, like growth factor IGF-1, a molecule that helps your muscles absorb amino acids more efficiently. Without sufficient vitamin D, the signals for growth become weaker, like a radio station fading in and out of range. Now imagine someone who is 60, 70, or even 90 years old taking vitamin D before bed. While their friends may complain about weakness, slow recovery, or fatigue, they begin to notice changes: better balance, steadier walking, improved endurance, and a subtle but visible firmness in their muscles. That's because vitamin D doesn't just build muscle size, it enhances muscle quality. It increases the number of mitochondria, the small engines inside your muscle cells, improving their ability to use oxygen and generate energy. Strong muscles are not only about bulk, they're about endurance and coordination, and vitamin D fuels both. But the impact of vitamin D goes beyond the muscle itself. It influences your metabolism in ways that create the ideal environment for growth. At night, your body toggles between repair and energy storage. If insulin levels are too high or inflammation is present, that process is disrupted. Vitamin D helps balance blood sugar by improving insulin sensitivity, meaning your muscles are better able to take up nutrients from your bloodstream. It also lowers inflammation by reducing cytokines, the molecules that trigger chronic inflammation and slow recovery. This anti-inflammatory effect is crucial for anyone trying to build or preserve muscle, especially as they age, because chronic inflammation silently erodes muscle tissue and leads to weakness and frailty. Think about how much we overlook the timing of nutrients. People are often told to take vitamins in the morning, but nighttime is when your body is most receptive to healing signals. Taking vitamin D before bed aligns perfectly with your body's circadian rhythm. The hormone melatonin begins to rise as the sun goes down, preparing you for deep sleep. Meanwhile, vitamin D interacts with melatonin receptors and helps regulate this sleep cycle. The result is deeper, more restorative rest, which in turn allows your body to spend more time in the stages of sleep where tissue repair and muscle growth occur. You're not just sleeping better, you're rebuilding yourself. Some might wonder, isn't vitamin D supposed to be taken in the morning with sunlight? That's partially true. Sunlight helps your body produce vitamin D naturally. But when supplementing, the timing can depend on your body's needs. Taking it at night can improve the nutrients absorption when paired with a small amount of healthy fat like avocado, olive oil, or nuts. More importantly, it allows your body to use it during the period of highest regeneration. Think of it as charging your battery before the repair team shows up. You're ensuring that every system has the energy it needs to function optimally while you sleep. Let's look at how this works in real terms. When you consume vitamin D at bedtime, your digestive system absorbs it and delivers it to your liver, where it's converted into calcidiol, the storage form of vitamin D. From there, your kidneys transform it into calcitriol, the active form that interacts with your cells. This process takes a few hours, aligning perfectly with your sleep cycle. Around the time your body enters deep sleep, calcitriol begins activating receptors in muscle and bone cells, enhancing calcium uptake, stabilizing muscle contractions, and promoting the regeneration of muscle fibers that were torn during the day. The next morning, you wake up stronger than you were the night before, even without hitting the gym. And it doesn't stop at muscle. Vitamin D supports your brain, heart, and immune system, all of which contribute to your physical strength. When your brain is well rested, It sends clearer signals to your muscles, improving coordination. When your heart is efficient, it pumps oxygen, rich blood to every cell, supporting endurance. When your immune system is balanced, it prevents low-grade inflammation that would otherwise drain your energy. Everything is connected, and vitamin D sits at the center of that web. What's even more fascinating is how vitamin D interacts with other nutrients. Pairing it with magnesium, for example, helps activate the enzymes that convert it into its usable form. But magnesium alone doesn't trigger muscle repair. It simply sets the stage. A vitamin D is what turns on the lights in the theater. It's what tells your cells to get to work. And when combined with other nutrients like vitamin K2, omega-3 fatty acids in a plant-rich diet, the results multiply. Vitamin K2 directs calcium into the bones and muscles, omega-3s reduce inflammation, and together they create the perfect internal environment for regeneration. Even people who've lived sedentary lives for decades can benefit from this. One study showed that elderly individuals with adequate vitamin D levels had significantly better muscle function than those who were deficient, even without increased physical activity. That means your body still has the potential to strengthen itself if given the right biological cues. Imagine being in your 80s, standing up from a chair without effort, climbing stairs with confidence, or carrying groceries without strain. That's what restoring this vitamin can do. It gives you back your vitality, your independence, and your trust in your body again. That the modern lifestyle has disconnected us from the natural sources of vitamin D. We spend our days indoors, shielded from sunlight, glued to screens, and exposed to artificial light that confuses our circadian rhythm. Even those who eat well often miss this essential nutrient because it's found in very few foods, mainly fatty fish, egg yolks, and fortified milk. That's why supplementation has become so important, especially for older adults. But the real magic isn't just in taking the supplement. It's in aligning it with your body's natural rhythm of rest and repair. That's why nighttime intake can be so transformative. It's not just about preventing deficiency, it's about using vitamin D as a tool for regeneration. You can think of it as a master programmer updating the software of your body each night. Every cell contains a copy of your DNA, but whether those genes express vitality or decline depends on the signals they receive. Vitamin D acts like a molecular switch, turning on genes involved in muscle building, immune resilience, and energy production. It's as though you're giving your body a set of new instructions. Repair, rebuild, and strengthen. In the elderly, where muscle loss leads to frailty and falls, vitamin D works as a shield. It enhances balance by improving neuromuscular communication, the way your brain talks to your muscles. The result is faster reflexes, better coordination, and a reduced risk of falls. And because it strengthens the connective tissue surrounding muscle fibers, movements feel smoother, more controlled, and less tiring. Many people report not just strength gains, but also improved mood, because vitamin D influences serotonin production, the chemical that regulates happiness and motivation. A strong body and a positive mind feed each other. The connection between vitamin D and testosterone is also worth noting, particularly in men. Low vitamin D levels are associated with lower testosterone, which in turn reduces muscle mass and energy levels. By restoring vitamin D, the body can naturally optimize hormone production, leading to better muscle tone, stamina, and vitality. In women, vitamin D supports estrogen balance and helps maintain bone density, preventing osteoporosis and fragility. This makes it an essential nutrient for everyone, regardless of gender or age. You might wonder how long it takes to see results. The answer varies, but many people notice changes within a few weeks. Deeper sleep, less fatigue, and improved strength or endurance during daily activities. Over time, those changes compound. Muscle fibers become denser, joints feel more stable, and energy becomes more sustained. You may even find your metabolism improving because muscle tissue burns more calories than fat, even at rest. That means as your muscles rebuild, your body naturally begins to manage weight more efficiently. Now, consider how this ties into the bigger picture of longevity. Strength is not just a matter of appearance, it's the foundation of healthy aging. People with higher muscle mass live longer, recover faster from illness, and maintain mental clarity well into their later years. Vitamin D helps make that possible by keeping every system in sync. It's the quiet helper that ensures your nights become an investment in your tomorrows. There's something almost poetic about this idea, that the key to staying strong doesn't lie in pushing harder, but in resting smarter. While the world sleeps, your body has a chance to perform miracles of renewal, provided you give it the right message. A capsule of vitamin D taken at bedtime may seem small, but inside your body, it's a signal that says, keep growing, keep healing, keep thriving. The science is clear, but the experience is even more powerful. People who once felt drained and stiff begin waking up refreshed and more flexible. Those who feared weakness in their later years regain confidence in their strength. And for those who think it's too late to change, this nutrient quietly proves them wrong night after night. Age becomes less of a limitation and more of a story your body refuses to accept. Because as long as your cells can listen, you can teach them to rebuild, and vitamin D is the teacher they've been waiting for. The body is a remarkable engine of regeneration, one that never truly stops working for you, no matter your age. Even in the stillness of sleep, it listens, adapts, and rebuilds. You may think the years slow down the process, that at some point you simply can't regain the muscle or vitality you once had. But that belief is a story written by culture, not by biology. Deep inside, your body still possesses the blueprints for strength. The key lies in sending the right biological signals, the right molecules at the right time, to awaken those dormant systems. And among those signals, vitamin D stands out as one of the most powerful and underestimated tools for transformation. As night falls and your body prepares for rest, every cell begins to shift its focus inward. Energy that was spent moving, thinking, digesting, and reacting is redirected toward repair and restoration. The body lowers its temperature slightly, hormones recalibrate, and tissues prepare for renewal. This is when vitamin D begins its silent orchestration. But when taken before bed, it doesn't simply enter your bloodstream, it activates pathways that govern muscle protein synthesis, mitochondrial efficiency, and hormonal balance. It tells your body it's time to rebuild. What's fascinating about vitamin D is how far-reaching its influence truly is. It's not just a vitamin. It behaves like a hormone. It enters the nucleus of your cells and binds to DNA, directly influencing which genes are turned on or off. In the context of muscle repair, this means it activates the genes that produce muscle fibers, contractile proteins, and structural molecules like actin and myosin. It's like turning on the factory lights in your muscle tissue just as the night shift begins. This is why people who restore their vitamin D levels notice greater muscle strength, better balance, and faster recovery. Their bodies are literally rebuilding from the inside out. Now, imagine how this process benefits you if you've gone decades without optimizing it. By the time most people reach their 60s or 70s, their natural vitamin D levels have plummeted, not because their bodies can't produce it, but because modern living has disconnected them from sunlight. Glass windows, sunscreen, and indoor lifestyles have deprived the skin of ultraviolet rays that convert cholesterol into vitamin D3. Without that conversion, a cascade of other systems begins to falter. Bone density declines, muscle tissue weakens, the immune system overacts or underperforms, and energy levels drop. It's as if your body is operating in dim light when it should be glowing with power. Replenishing vitamin D at bedtime reignites that light. Once the nutrient reaches your bloodstream, it interacts with calcium and magnesium, the other two players in the muscle building symphony. Calcium enables your muscles to contract, magnesium helps them relax, and vitamin D ensures the two operate in harmony. It regulates calcium absorption in the intestines, prevents excess loss through the kidneys, and directs it precisely to where it's needed, your bones and muscles. This coordination gives your body stability and power, not just size. When all three elements are balanced, you move with more control, and your muscles respond instantly to every signal from your brain. During sleep, another silent partner joins the process: testosterone and growth hormone. These hormones spike during the first few hours of deep sleep, and their signals tell your cells to start building. Vitamin D amplifies those hormonal messages, ensuring the process continues smoothly throughout the night. The result is not only stronger muscles, but also improved endurance, better recovery, and higher energy reserves the next day. It's a loop of self-renewal. Rest leads to growth, growth leads to vitality, vitality fuels more activity, and activity deepens sleep again. Even your metabolism is reshaped by this nightly rhythm. People often associate vitamin D with bone health, but its role in fat metabolism is equally crucial. It influences how your body stores and burns fat. Low vitamin D levels are linked with higher body fat percentages, not because the vitamin directly melts fat away, but because deficiency disrupts the hormones that regulate appetite and energy expenditure. When you restore vitamin D, your insulin sensitivity improves, your energy levels rise, and your body naturally shifts toward burning more fat for fuel. In other words, you're not only building muscle overnight, you're also teaching your body to run leaner and more efficiently. And the benefits don't end in your muscles. Vitamin D strengthens the connective tissue, tendons, ligaments, and fascia that hold your body together. It helps your joints remain supple and your posture more upright. That's why people who once struggled with balance or joint stiffness often find that over time, they stand taller and move more confidently after optimizing this nutrient. It gives you back control of your own body in ways that go far beyond appearance. There's also a profound connection between vitamin D and your mind. Muscle building isn't just about physical tissue, it's about motivation, consistency, and emotional health. Low vitamin D is strongly associated with depression and cognitive decline, while adequate levels boost serotonin and dopamine, the brain's feel-good chemicals. When you feel better mentally, you move more. When you move more, your muscles stay active. And when your muscles stay active, your body becomes a powerful feedback loop of vitality. Taking vitamin D before bed nourishes your brain chemistry as well as your body chemistry, creating a deeper sense of calm and positivity that enhances sleep quality even further. When people talk about staying young, they often focus on cosmetics. Creams, surgeries, supplements that promise surface-level results. But youthfulness has always been more about function than appearance. It's in the way you move, the ease with which you climb stairs, the confidence in your step, the stability in your balance. And all of that starts with the health of your muscle tissue. Without strong muscles, you lose independence. But with the right biological support, your muscles can keep serving you long past what anyone expects. It's important to understand that age doesn't define your ability to build or maintain muscle. Your cellular environment does. Think of it like a garden. If the soil is dry and the nutrients are missing, even the strongest seeds won't sprout. Vitamin D is like restoring fertility to that soil. It nourishes the foundation so the body's natural growth mechanisms can come alive again. In older adults, this can mean regaining mobility, improving strength, and even reversing years of decline. In younger individuals, it enhances recovery and performance. The principle is universal. A body that receives the right message can rebuild itself at any age. What's remarkable about nighttime supplementation is how it synchronizes with your body's internal clock, your circadian rhythm. Every process in your body follows this 24-hour rhythm, including hormone release, digestion, and repair. When you take vitamin D before bed, you're giving your system the exact cue it needs when those regenerative processes are most active. Melatonin, the hormone of sleep, and vitamin D, the hormone of vitality, work together in a delicate dance. Melatonin signals your brain to rest, while vitamin D signals your cells to renew. Together, they create the ideal biochemical environment for muscle repair, cognitive restoration, and overall rejuvenation. Consider this, even astronauts, who experience rapid muscle loss in zero gravity, are now studied for their vitamin D levels. NASA researchers discovered that maintaining sufficient vitamin D helps prevent muscle and bone deterioration during space missions. That same principle applies to anyone on Earth who's losing muscle mass from inactivity or aging. The body doesn't stop responding. It simply needs to be reminded how to respond. People often underestimate the compounding power of small daily habits. Taking vitamin D before bed might not feel like a major act, but over weeks and months, it rewires your biology. You start sleeping more deeply. You wake up with fewer H's. Your stamina improves. You feel steadier on your feet. Even your digestion becomes smoother because your muscles, including those of your gut, are functioning more efficiently. What you experience externally, more energy, better posture, a stronger grip, mirrors what's happening internally at the cellular level. It's also worth noting how vitamin D affects the immune system. A chronic low, grade inflammation, often undetected, can interfere with muscle growth. It diverts your body's resources away from repair and toward damage control. A vitamin D acts like a regulator, quieting unnecessary inflammation while supporting immune defense. That means your body can focus on regeneration instead of constant firefighting. This is one reason older adults who restore their vitamin D often report fewer colds, faster wound healing, and greater overall resilience. The relationship between vitamin D and cardiovascular health also contributes to muscle vitality. Strong circulation ensures that oxygen and nutrients reach your muscles efficiently. Vitamin D improves the elasticity of blood vessels, reducing stiffness and improving blood flow. Better circulation means better delivery of amino acids, minerals, and hormones to the very tissues that rebuild while you sleep. Every heartbeat becomes part of your muscle, building rhythm. It's easy to underestimate the importance of this one nutrient because it works quietly. You don't feel it the way you feel caffeine or sugar, but its effects are deep and cumulative. Imagine your body as a city. During the day, traffic fills the streets, lights flash, and noise fills the air. At night, the city workers come out to clean, repair, and rebuild. Vitamin D is like giving those workers lightweight tools and blueprints. Without it, they stumble in the dark. With it, they move efficiently, reinforcing every structure and paving the way for another day of strength and stability. One of the most inspiring truths about human biology is that it never stops adapting. Even at 90, your muscles respond to the right cues. The idea that older adults can't build muscle is not only false but dangerously limiting. Clinical research has shown that people in their 80s and 90s can increase muscle mass, strength, and even new muscle fiber formation when given the proper nutrients and resistance training. Vitamin D enhances every part of that process. It doesn't matter whether you're lifting weights or simply walking more. Your body reads the same biochemical signals and responds by building stronger, more efficient tissue. It's also a reminder that health isn't just about adding things. It's about timing them. Taking vitamin D at bedtime maximizes its interaction with your body's regenerative phases. Think of it like sending a message to your cells right when they're most alert to receive it. This is precision health. Not more effort, but smarter alignment with nature's rhythm. In a world obsessed with shortcuts, people overlook how powerfully their own biology can work if given the right direction. Every breath a heartbeat, every night of rest is a chance to grow stronger. Vitamin D, when taken before bed, doesn't perform miracles. It simply allows your body's natural miracle to unfold. It's a reminder that aging doesn't have to mean decline. It can mean refinement, adaptation, and renewed energy if you choose to work with your body instead of against it. So each night, as the world slows and darkness settles in, your body begins its quiet labor of renewal. And all it asks for is a little guidance, a signal that says, it's time to heal. Vitamin D delivers that message. It reaches deep into your biology, waking up the parts of you that still remember how to grow, how to strengthen, how to live fully. Because the truth is, your body never forgets how to build muscle. It just waits for you to remind it.